In the 1960s, there was an Addams Family sitcom aired based on Charles Addams' cartoons. The sitcom ran for 2 seasons and propelled the Addams Family to fame, though it didn't have the cultural impact of some other shows like The Munsters. Fast forward to the early 1990s, to the release of the Addams Family movie, which did phenomenally well and revitalized the franchise, spawning a sequel, our cartoon, video games, and more. But that's not important, because in the late 80s, Richard Robbins had a dream, literally a dream, about Uncle Fester involved in something akin to Pee-wee's Playhouse, which sounds amazing, and pitched the idea to Sunsoft, who are currently in the middle of making Blaster Master. After some convincing, production was started, and Fester's Quest was released in 1989. The game did well, but was criticized for not really having any of the series' humor and being punishingly difficult. The complaints about humor are understandable, given the only real humor is the title animation, which was tossed in last minute. The difficulty is actually a producer oversight, as during development they had a debug console that let them hop around levels. Once it went to testing, they realized how badly a save system was needed, but it was too late to add one. The game does play a lot like Blaster Master, since it was made by the same team at roughly the same time, and it has some kickin' music. As a kid, I owned the game, which makes complete sense given my dad's tastes. I never got far, though. Without a map or anything to help, I would very quickly get lost and die. So let's see what a few years, some maps, and some save states will do for me. Welcome to Fester's Quest. So you are actually given the option to continue if you die. And you start out with good old Fester and his blunderbuss shooting out whatever the heck this is. Enemies drop a lot of things. You can see keys. Oh, it's still an enemy. Jeez. So we saw there a bulb, which we will need for later. It lights up areas. We also picked up some money, which can be exchanged for goods and services. And we got 2, or maybe just 1, gun power-up, which is the text that says gun. It makes our gun do other things, like at level 2, it fires much farther. So the money is mostly only used at hot dog stands, which will refill your health. The gun power-up actually comes in 2 varieties, blue and red. Blue is a power-up, red is a power-down. So you can see for 3, you grab a red, it goes back down to 2. So avoid the red guns at all cost. So about the first thing you're going to want to do in this game is power up. Your starting equipment is punishingly weak, so get some goods. Oh, and just for the ease of it, I do have bound a rapid fire button, so I can mash, but I can also just hold down rapid fire. There is a sprite limit on the screen, so it can only fire so many. Keys also are going to be useful. More gun. Gun is the main thing we're looking for. So you can see that gun power-up did bring us up to... or it made our shot wider. Red gun, do not get, will power down your gun. And you don't want to go too far in this direction. There's a blue whip, which you get... oh, I didn't actually do anything. There we go, powering up our gun again. I don't actually like this one, the little wobbly nature of it. Doesn't really do anything for me. I'm gonna back up, though. I feel like it also almost makes things harder to hit. But that's fine, just keep powering up and everything will be good. Keys very necessary, light bulbs. all things that we will need. So this game it plays like the top-down sections of Blaster Master. Not want a red gun. Yeah, it doesn't actually show the whip getting powered up. I think it gets powered up, but you can't actually... It may not show it because you can't use the whip yet. You have to collect the whip, which is not listed down on the bottom, only at the top. So red whip will power down whip, just like the gun. It's kind of an alternate weapon. But of course we can't use it yet because we don't have it yet. So this is a wider shot now. It's a little too wide. I find this is probably my least favorite gun overall. I feel like it's too wide to consistently hit things. If you go too far this way, you start running into these guys who have, like, way too much health. So red whip we also want to avoid, red gun. So there's no timer or anything. We can just explore. The game is somewhat linear, somewhat straightforward. But it is also based on exploration. Between that and the shooting nature of the game, I actually feel like I would very much enjoy this game, which is probably why I played it a bunch as a kid. There we go, we're getting up there now. So we are at 7, so we still have one more power up to go. So a bit narrower, more powerful. But the game is a bit, I don't necessarily want to say maze-like, but you do have to explore and figure out what's where and how to get around. Which is where a map would be considerably helpful, and I do not have one. Actually, I do have one, thanks to the good people over at GamePacks. But I did not have one as a kid. The whip, not the gun. Which led to an amount of my problems as a child. There are 2 layers, an overground and an underground area. We're just going to be farming here on the surface for a little bit to get our beef up. You can see we can actually kill these green and red guys now. Oh, that's a blue gun that I want, but I don't know if I can safely get close enough to it. There we go. Full-powered gun. And with that, we can actually start to think about moving on. If you're not at full-powered gun for, like, this entire game, this game is just way too hard. Just don't even worry about it. So you're looking for passages to the underground. There are these face enemies that I think I'm killing just as they're spawning onto the screen. When you kill them, they spawn all these flies. So there are passages like this one here that'll take you to a little underground area where you can run around. We don't actually need to do that. Not this one, anyway. This one, all it really does is link back to another one that's just over here on the right. It's like down here somewhere. We do, however, need to go up. There is no other way for us to progress. There is a hole in the street. So you can see by our health bar up in the corner, we only have 2 health. That is true, we only have 2 health. We take 2 hits, we die. So, you know, don't. Hot dog stands like this one, if you have 5 money, I have 42, you can use them to refill your health. And there are houses around, such as this one here. Oh no, get off me. And this one here. If you have a key, you can go in them. Wednesday gives you vice grips. Thanks, Wednesday. Where Wednesday will show up and give you items. Or not necessarily Wednesday, the whole family will show up and give you items. So I'm still on key, I still have 5 keys, so let's go inside. Pugsley gives you TNT. Thanks, Pugsley. So TNT you can select, and where is it? TNT down here. You can select, you know, maybe. There we go. TNT you can select. It's like a bomb. You set it out, it'll explode. Vice grips? I'm not actually sure what the vice grips do. What do? Select money? You do. You select money. What do I want to, like, just be on? I'm not sure. Okay, but as I said, we're looking for these underground passages like this one. Which I have to figure out how to use. Because you apparently don't just stand on it. You hit the use button. Then you go underground, and this is where it is dark. So you are going to want to use the bulb. There we go. Okay, so I have maps this time, so let's see if I can't figure out where I am. Okay, going to the right is a dead end. Again, it's actually relatively straightforward if you have the capacity to explore everywhere. Okay, grab the key, not the gun. Yeah, you flies, just keep doing you. Just gonna be down there doing that. Can you die? Thanks. You want to keep shooting. You never know when a friggin' fly or something's going to show up. No, I don't like him. Okay, we did it. We did it. Oh, no, frog. We did it. We did the frog. So up from here is another dead end, so we want to go this way. A lot of frogs. A lot of frogs in this sewer. What the money? You can have that money. So the European release of this game actually took the time to fix some of the issues with it. For one, your attacks go through walls, which makes it considerably easier to hit enemies, and they implemented a save system. I was actually thinking about playing the European version, but I figured I should play the version that I played as a kid. Hey. Oh, the slimes, like... So the slimes are kind of like the little bulbous things we fought on the surface, which explode into... Not necessarily explode. You kill one, they split into a bunch of other versions of the same one. Gun! I can't collect it. I don't want to power down my gun! Dang it, give me another gun. And we made it. Freedom! Okay, so, now that we have made it up above, you can actually see directly below us, where I was, anyway. Got health. That is the gap in the road. That prevented us from passing by. So where are we going right now? Actually, I'm gonna go this way. Because there's a house over here. Nope, don't like it here. Okay, I finally lined up perfectly. I can go down and actually shoot things on the other side. So house, let's go key. It's Thing! And he gave me potions. Thanks, Thing. Potions are just health. Use them, you heal. Nope, don't want the red gun. Okay, so I did get hit, and I only have 2 hits, so it is completely fair to want to heal. So I'm going to do that. Right over here at the hot dog stand. And now that that's done... It's like the pink ones are the real powerful ones. You gotta worry about them. The red ones are kind of nothing. Okay, so this brings us to our first building. There are several of these in the game. And they usually mark the end of an area, like at the end of a level, so to say. This one is a little bit different. So you still need keys to go in. And then you get this real interesting, like, first-person dungeon crawler-looking business. Almost. So it's up, goes forward, left will turn you left, so you can go that way. I'm going to go down here, and then I'm going to turn left here. And if you walk into this wall, as I did, you actually gain an extra segment of health. And then you leave the dungeon, and I have extra health. There are 2 health expansions in this game, and that was one of them. So that was the first, I guess you could call it the first dungeon. It was a miniature dungeon, nothing terribly big to write home about. But still very necessary because it gave us a health increase. So where are we going from here? I think it'll be a good idea to make my way up here. Light bulbs and money. So I want to go this way, actually. Because there's another house. So let's get our key ready. And Thing gives you invisible potions! The invisible potions are absolutely necessary. I don't know why they're called invisible potions. They are invincible potions. You use them, you are invincible for a time. We're going to be saving them for very specific uses. And now we're going down here to the face. Okay, we got him. And that'll take us into the staircase. This is where we will pick up next time. Until then, everyone, we're going into our next sewer, which is going to take us to a more proper completion of level 1. If you could call it that, it's kind of all one overworld that you move around. Anyway, until next time, everyone.